Yes, you know, in order to understand humans, usually we're gonna take the analytical approach in the neuroscience and the cognitive science, but human is so complicated. And if we want to understand, for example, the intelligence and the consciousness and emotions, so we need to have some test bed, right? And the humanoid and android can be a test bed for investigating the meta-level cognitive functions. So that is our approach. If we have a many design already, right? That is a request of the peoples. People want to meet. What's the role of a statues? Do we want to feel the that person's presence in our life, right? We can do the more advanced things with the Android. Android can speak and can behave. Then that we can feel the presence of the persons who passed away already, right? So that is a request from the people living today. We need to focus on the more human-like the functions, like consciousness, intelligence, and the multimodal interactions. So we need to study it more, right? Then the robot will be more human-like. And once the robot, and maybe the intention desire is also very important. I think Google Home and Amazon Echo, that kind of voice interface is not good for us. Right, the voice is very ambiguous, and we cannot give the exact orders by using the voice. But if we want to use the voice for interacting with the machines, the machine need to have own intention desires, and the machine need to read human's intention desire. The human need to read the machine's intention desires by using a voice. So that is a human-like conversation. Right, and so that is our features. So once we implement the intention desire to the machines, then we may use the voice interface, and we may interact with the machines with the voice. Then we have big big step to the robot society. The problem is that nobody knows the intelligence, what intelligence is, right? So we are not clearly defining the intelligence, but everybody talking about the artificial intelligence. So intelligence itself is not so clear, right? So we need to clearly define the intelligence first. Then we can estimate what we can do with the technologies. And intelligence is it's a kind of endless open questions. Because it's quite important as a human. Okay, we cannot easily define the intelligence. And obviously, the smartphone, we are using the text and some other way of communications. But the human robot communication is going to be a human-like, I think. The most important feature of a human-human communication is the multimodal communications. We are using many modalities: facial expression, behavior, gestures, and behaviors, right? And of course the voice, right? So we can, the robot can have that kind of a human-like modalities, and we can have a more natural communications with the robot. The robot will be a kind of ideal interface for the human.